Hello everyone, this is Zelx here, and today, presenting to you Turn 6 Soultaker. The idea of this deck is really simple. You play Charon, HoR of Hades to get Sharon, Stygian Ferrywoman and keep her on turn 5. On turn 6, you play Sharon, evolve it to discount Departed Soultaker by 5, and then play Departed Soultaker for 3 mana to build a whiteboard of Abyssal Colonel, Blossom Beauty, and Cerberus, assuming she gets destroyed on turn 5. And if possible, Sharon, Stygian Ferrywoman as well, if she gets destroyed on, if you can trade her in, then you just get another free 5/5. The rest of the deck is made to ensure that only a 2-drop, 5-drop, 9-drop, and our 6-drop Shadowcraft followers get resurrected, and no other followers are here to taint the Departed Soultaker resummon pool. Like we have our neutrals, all of them either draw or are used as sacrificial fodder. Ambitious Goblin Mage is the worst one here, throw her out for something else, swap her in for other tech cards. Wing Inversion is the tech card for Masquerade Ghost and Drazael, etc, etc. This is one of our best followers, 2-drops to get, especially if you have Colonel in hand. You can bury Colonel to deal with a follower on your opponent's board. As well as Spectral Storm, well, just bury one of the followers that you don't need. Colossals, we have 1-drop targets, as well as Night Terrors. Blossom Beauty is here because the Necromancy 4 evolves this on turn 4 automatically, so you can go with her on 4 if you're going first, and then Cerberus immediately on turn 5 without needing a evolve point. Definitely Tyrant's Feast is here for the extended reach, but let's be honest, you might as well cut it. I never used it. Why? Cerberus, Blossom Beauty, and Sharon, Stygian Ferrywoman just use so much shadows. I never have enough shadows to actually activate Necromancy 20. Just cut it. On the off chance you're actually going to use this, you're probably losing already. There's really no need for this card. Even though I tried to run it just hoping for the time that I actually get 20 shadows, it just never happened. And that's basically it for this deck. If you enjoy this sort of content, remember to leave a like, leave a subscribe, and let's get right into the games. So of course, we match into a Haven craft player. Haven, as you know, Hugh Haven, Crystallized Haven, all of them are very strong cards. And this game began really well. I got Spectral Storm, Abyssal Colonel, and Colossals in hand. This means I can bury Abyssal Colonel turn 1, which I do not mind. So I kept this entire hand, hoping to draw at least a 1 or 2 drop. And which is exactly what I did. Now I did draw Soultaker, which very good. And I even drew into Cerberus, which means I have the entire combo. Now what I really hope to draw is either a 2-drop Shadowcraft player or not Ambitious Goblin Mage, because that is probably one of the worst 2-drops I can ever draw. So my opponent is playing a version of Hugh Haven. I drew Wing Inversion, which means that is a dead card. I cannot do anything with it. I mean, I could have transformed the 2/2, but I don't think it's worth it. And I drew Freya, which fine, isn't that bad. Because I want to get Cerberus active, I'm gonna evolve one of my followers this turn, which is gonna be Goblin Genius. I evolve Goblin Genius to set up for Cerberus next turn. So turn 5, you know what's coming down. We have Aether, which actually pulls Illuvia from the deck. Illuvia actually trades into my Goblin Genius for free, and I'm forced to actually evolve Cerberus to trade into her next turn. You see, so it's a 7/4, we have a 3/5. Cerberus comes down, standard Necromancy, no, not Necromancy yet, but I did evolve it to actually trade into Illuvia. I left a 3/5 on the board because I couldn't do anything about it. And I was hoping that the opponent heals it at least twice, so that I could trade Sharon into into Aether next turn and revive her with Departed Soultaker. Now, what you're about to witness is one of the luckiest, if not the luckiest, I've ever been in Shadowverse. So just watch. of course, I started off with Charon, evolved to reduce Departed Soultaker to 3 mana. Now, of course, I have to trade Charon in, probably get, you know. You know what, I'm just gonna stop talking. I'll let you witness it yourself. Yeah. See, my luck is unparalleled. But that's not all. Watch.
He will show us a miracle. Welcome to class, I guess. We must undergo. Our fate is in our hands. I should teach you of the underworld. I'll gnaw you down to the bone. Saved by the bell.
Don't I just love playing this game?
You're too strong.
Don't I just love playing this game? So this game I queued up into Shadowcraft. Usually if it goes Shadow I might have instantly conceded, but today we are up against a special opponent and I'm very grateful to him because it actually ended my misery. This took so long and finally we got the win with it, the way it's intended to. Okay, let's see who do we start with. We have a pretty good opening hand. We have Abyssal Colonel, we have Leeds, and they played Fallen Colonel. Is that Fallen Lieutenant? Fallen Colonel. Fallen Sergeant. Which I deal with very easily using Leeds. Leeds is a really good card for Last Words and Burial Rite.
Absolutely not.
So they're clearly playing some sort of Last Words, which honestly I'm fine with. Last Words has also a combo deck. And so I also got another Abyssal Colonel in hand. I already have Cerberus, so now I'm looking desperately for Departed Soultaker. If I can find Departed Soultaker, I will have all the pieces of my combo and everything will be set up perfectly and absolutely it will be all going merrily well. So they set up two Abyssal Colonel, which, yeah, looks like a mistake, but frankly I don't mind, since it means I can advance my game plan a bit more. I destroyed my own leads to evolve leads to look for Soultaker, and I did find it. So this is actually the game where we get a turn 6 Soultaker down. They go for Cerberus play, Mimi and Coco. Not a bad play by any. No, actually it's a pretty bad play. They could be doing a lot of better things. So I just took this chance to set up Cerberus along with Charon. I chose not to evolve because evolve points are actually very valuable for this deck if he ever gets to the late game. But if he gets to the late game, I'm not likely to win anyways. They use Deathly Tyrant's piece here, which I have no idea why, but you know what? I'll take it. It just gives me a target for me to trade Charon into, which I'm perfectly fine with. And this is exactly what we did. Finally, I managed to pull off the combo against a class, against an opponent that probably couldn't deal with it immediately. Unlike the million of other players I fought using this deck, which gave me almost an aneurysm. And oh, it feels so good to look at this board. This board took forever to get. I never actually seen such a beautiful completed Soultaker board on turn 6 before. Of course, they tried to clear this, but unfortunately for them, Soultaker's effect is still active and it actually clears the board really well, and they couldn't do anything about it. Got a pretty good hit. Actually, it's the best hit by far. And I finally got lethal on turn 7 with Soultaker Shadow, or the accelerated Soultaker Shadow. And man, I'm never playing this variant ever again. So you've seen what this deck did. I'm gonna be honest. This deck sucks. I mentioned it in the intro. I'm mentioning it again. Because there's no amount of support that will make turn 6 Soultaker good. And fine, I guess it's a good thing that it's not good. But like, can we bring it out of can we actually bring it to meme tier? Like, this doesn't even feel like a meme tier deck. This feels like that one of the deck that takes 100 tries to even get one win, and my god, it's not even fun to play. Like, the play style, you feel so passive if you watch the games. It's really passive. It doesn't feel like you're interacting with the opponent's board. You're just playing cards, and then you eventually lose because your Abyssal Colonel isn't enough to save you. This is so high rolly, it's so inconsistent. RNG is a factor. Don't play this variant of Soultaker. In fact, this variant of Soultaker is so bad, I feel like I need to redeem it by making an actual legitimate Soultaker deck. And in which I will actually do so. Subscribe to make sure you don't miss out on that deck. You're not going to miss this deck though. And for whatever reason you feel like, oh yeah, I think I want to suffer as well. Well, QR codes over here, you can go scan it and try this deck out for yourself. One thing I want to mention though, you might want to swap Ambitious Goblin Mage for actually the Sweet Shot. There's a two mana Shadowcraft follower that actually can repair, right? Draw a card that you can replace Ambitious Goblin Mage with. That I think I should have replaced it in the original variant, but I didn't. But you probably should if you want to try this deck out. It will be slightly better, but take it from me, just don't do this to yourself. It's not worth it. Just wait until I made the other better Soultaker deck that you can actually go ahead and mess around with, and it's actually quite fun to play around with. Really, you have thought that Cerberus wants to be in a deck with Deathly Tyrant's Feast, but shoot, he uses so much shadow with 0 shadow generators. I really don't understand. But anyways, moving away from this deck, recently this channel actually hit 100 subscribers, which really, thank you a lot. Thank you so much. I really, the support is, I really appreciate all of your support, and it really gives me the drive and motivation to make more content like this. It's really, I would not be playing this deck if not for you guys. Like, bringing out this content to you guys to make sure that you guys don't play this yourself, because I'm here to play the decks that you guys probably don't want to play. I'm really, I'm lost for words because I really don't know what to say at this point in time. Like, really, thanks again for 100 subscribers. In fact, I might release a 100 subscribers special. Let's see what I can do with the number 100 in the game of Shadowverse. If you're new to the channel, you should probably subscribe so you don't miss out on that video coming soon. But yeah, that's basically all from me today. Thanks so much for watching. Leave a like, leave a subscribe, and I'll see you next video. Thanks for watching.